Britain will remain a very important pillar of the UN's organization's Secretary-General. Secretary-General Antonio Guterres' assurance contradicts anti-Brexit campaigners' claims the UK will sacrifice world influence and could lose its seat as one of the UN Security Council's 5 permanent members after it leaves the European Union. The former Portuguese Prime Minister, who held talks with Theresa May at Downing Street on Wednesday, declined to comment on the merits of Brexit, saying it was not for him to interfere in the debate. But he added, "What is very important for me is that the UK preserves and enhances its very strong commitment to multilateralism at a global level, namely with the United Nations." There. I must say I'm very encouraged by the recent progress that was made. The UK has been extremely supportive of our humanitarian appeals. Antonio Guterres, UN Secretary-General. The UK has been extremely supportive of our humanitarian appeals. The UK is very active in all our debates, and that reassures me that, Brexit or no Brexit, the UK will remain a very important pillar of the work of the UN as it has been from the beginning, as a permanent member and founder of the United Nations. Looking further afield, Mr. Guterres said the world was living in dangerous times comparable to the Cold War era, but lacked the formal mechanisms that helped reduce US-Soviet tensions at that time. The UN Security Council, where the UK is a permanent member along with fellow nuclear powers America, Russia, China, and France, was paralyzed on a number of key issues. They included the Syrian war, where Russia has vetoed any attempt to chastise its ally, President Bashar al-Assad of Syria. EPO's President Donald Trump is a long-standing critic of the Iran nuclear deal. Guterres also urged Donald Trump not to tear up the international nuclear treaty with Iran. The deal was struck in 2015 by Tehran with the US, China, Russia, Germany, France, and Britain for Iran to give up its military nuclear programs in exchange for the easing of crippling sanctions. President Trump is a long-standing critic of the insane, worst-ever deal, which he says did not do enough to halt Iran's military ambitions, and has gifted the Middle Eastern state £72 billion to fund weapons, terror, and oppression across the region. Mr. Trump has threatened to pull the US out of the deal if the other parties do not address his concerns by May 12. Guterres said the deal was an important diplomatic victory which should be preserved unless a better alternative was on offer. He acknowledged the risk of confrontation in the region involving Israel, the US and Iran, but he was optimistic about efforts to denuclearize North Korea. The despotic state's leader Kim Jong-un recently met South Korean leaders and could hold peace talks soon with Mr. Trump.